Hi everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to this week's Summer Book Buzz video. For those who don't know, I'm Kelsey, and every week I preview or highlight some new book releases for you guys. So this week I'm going to go over some newer literary fiction titles. Alright, so our first title is Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. So this story takes place in a dystopian society, which is somewhat reminiscent of Ishiguro's famous novel Never Let Me Go, you guys might know. And this story follows Clara, who is an AI who is serving as a friendship AI to Josie. And Josie is a 14-year-old girl who is in the process of being genetically enhanced for academic ability, but this process basically leaves her very ill, kind of unable to socialize with other children. So Clara, the AI, is purchased for Josie as a companion. So even though Clara is very intelligent and human-like, she kind of has like a childlike understanding of the world. But I would say that this has a very charming effect on the way that she kind of views the world and narrates the story. And this story, I would say it uniquely blends some sci-fi elements with a coming-of-age character study. All right, so next up we have The Liar's Dictionary by Ellie Williams. So in this story, we kind of flash between past and present day throughout. In the past, it follows Winsworth, who is a 19th century lexicographer, and Winsworth is working on an encyclopedic dictionary. And then in the present, we follow Mallory. So Mallory is actually a young intern who is helping to digitize the same dictionary that Winsworth had been working on back in the 19th century. So during his time working, Winsworth decided to make up some fake words and insert them into the dictionary. He basically did this as a way to kind of express his artistic freedom and immortalize part of himself. And meanwhile, Mallory has been tasked with tracking down these fake words and removing them before the work becomes officially digitized. So I would say that this book is perfect for anybody who loves words. I would say that Williams uses them in a really creative way here, and I think that anyone reading it is sure to learn some new words by the end of it. So next up we have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This story follows Nora, who after attempting to end her life ends up in a magical place called the Midnight Library. And the Midnight Library is this place that basically holds kind of an infinite number of versions of Nora's life that she can go and visit. So Nora has the opportunity to visit any version of her life that she wishes to see what it would have been like if she had decided, slightly differently. So over the course of the book, Nora visits several different of these potential lifetimes, which kind of gives it like an episodic feel. So I would say it's a pretty quick read in that sense. And as she visits these different lifetimes, it kind of forces her to consider, what it is that really makes life worth living. So this book combines a lot of very philosophical messages with some sci-fi, some magical realism, and I would say it's very It's a Wonderful Life-esque, I guess you could say. It's that kind of story. So yeah, really great book. And our final title for this week is Of Women and Salt by Gabriela Garcia. So this book tells the story of multiple Cuban women across several generations. It's another book where we kind of flash between the past and the present. So yeah, we go back and forth between 19th century Cuba and present day America. In present day America, we follow several different Cuban American characters. So in 19th century Cuba, we kind of get a look into what life is like for women working in a very male-dominated cigarette making factory. And in the present day, we follow the character Jeanette and her mother Carmen. And the two of them have been having some issues in their relationship. They've been kind of struggling to communicate with each other. Jeanette has been going through a lot. She's been overcoming issues with addiction. So Jeanette decides eventually to go to Cuba and visit her grandmother and kind of uncover the story of her family's previous generations. And it's through this that the two timelines in the story are kind of connected, so they kind of come together in a really nice way in the end. All right, and that is it for this week's Summer Book Buzz video. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye.